In other words, don't cross the Kremlin. The world of Russian politics though is a murky one. Some here suspect a hoax. This talk of a second Wagner plane that landed safely but outside Wagner offices in St. Petersburg there is now a shrine. People here are in mourning for a mercenary chief they believe has been killed. Steve Rosenberg, BBC News. While our Russia editor Steve Rosenberg is visiting London, and I'm pleased to say he is tonight with me here in the studio, I want to talk to you about this statement. I don't know what you made of it. It seemed rather abstract, rather devoid from what had gone on, the enormity of what had gone on in the last 2 months. What did you make of it? Vladimir Putin's statement.
And compliments, right? He paid compliments to Yevgeny Prigozhin, talented man, talented businessman, someone who would try to get condolences and compliments, right? He paid compliments to Yevgeny Prigozhin, talented man, talented businessman, someone who would try to get achieve things for himself and for the common cause, so lots of compliments. But that doesn't change the fact, I think, that many people, if not most people in Russia and certainly abroad, will conclude or have concluded that the Russian authorities were behind what happened to the plane. Why is that? Well, we know what Vladimir Putin has said for years now about treachery. He said his treachery is the one thing he cannot forgive. And he made it clear 2 months ago that he viewed the perpetrators of the Wagner mutiny as traitors. Therefore, and he said that they would be punished. The fact they weren't punished immediately has nothing to do with this. The plane crash happened 2 months exactly since the start of the mutiny. Therefore, many people will suspect that the authorities played a role in this.
Why do you think he waited 2 months, if indeed he was involved in it?
President Putin is not the kind of person who acts immediately. He waits. He bides his time. It's the same when he sacks officials, fires officials. It doesn't always happen immediately. He waits. Now, I'm not saying 100% that the authorities did this, right? I have no proof, no evidence. And to an extent, whoever was behind this, whatever was the cause of this plane to crash, I think the Kremlin will be quite pleased that people are talking about President Putin as the man who may be getting revenge here, because it sends a very strong message to anyone else in Russia who may be planning some kind of armed insurrection or some coup. It sends a message to Wagner loyalists: don't cross the Kremlin. Don't even think about raising arms, because it's going to end badly.
There is, of course, all sorts of speculation about why this plane came down. We've just heard from Patrick Ryder. He's a spokesperson for the Pentagon who've been looking at it. Have a listen to what he said.
Our initial assessment is that it's likely Prigozhin was killed. We're continuing to assess the situation. We don't have any information to indicate right now. The press reporting stating that there was some type of surface-to-air missile that took down the plane, that we assess that information to be inaccurate. Again, nothing to indicate, no information to suggest that there was a surface-to-air missile. But beyond that, I'm really just not going to have any further information.
I sense that will fuel further conspiracy theories. Perhaps it doesn't matter, though. Perhaps all that really matters is whether Prigozhin is alive or dead.
I think you're right. I mean, was this a bomb? Was this sabotage? Was this a missile? At the end of the day, if, as you say, Yevgeny Prigozhin is dead, then that is the end of the Prigozhin story. Absolutely. And the questions to ask now are, does Vladimir Putin emerge stronger from this? I suspect that he will emerge stronger because 2 months ago, there were whispers, there were people talking about Vladimir Putin looking weaker. The fact that Mr. Prigozhin was able to launch this mutiny in which several Russian servicemen were killed, and yet he wasn't punished. Charges were dropped against him, and that made the Kremlin leader look weak. 2 months on, well, we hear about the reported demise of Yevgeny Prigozhin. And therefore, this message I was talking about that the Kremlin will be sending to opponents, I think that potentially makes him stronger.
Steve, I could talk to you all night, but you are on holiday, and I have to let you resume your holiday. But it's lovely to see you in person. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. Thank you.